All right. All right. Y'all ready for this?
We're ready.
All right. Law Enforcement Seal, welcome to our very first podcast of the Friday Five. Even though you see four of us up here, we're missing one of our five amigo, but it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and get this discussion started. Law Enforcement Seal, this is, like I said, our first time actually doing this. Hopefully we can keep doing this over and over again every Friday with your Friday Five. I am Neal, of course. Everybody introduce yourself.
It's your boy, DJ Xman of the Friday of the X Factor Show, 97.9 Jams.
Kristen with New Country 98.5.
And Pierre the Don with Heart and Soul 93.7.
Already. So, Law Enforcement Seal, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be discussing 5 topics every Friday. You can always chime in. You can always comment. And, with your comments, and if you have good comments or if you have a good topic, we'll be discussing those every single week. But we are going to be talking about 5 subjects today. We're going to be talking about the movies. We're going to be talking about music. We're going to be talking about national, community. And, when we close it out, we're going to give you our heartfelt emotions about what we are discussing. But right now on the 5 subjects that we're going to be talking about, the first one is national. So the choice was what Joe Biden was. He chose Kamala Harris. I hope I say her name right because everybody does say Kamala or Kamala Harris. What is your thoughts on his pick as far as his vice president?
Well, to be honest with you, he chose the woman who drug him through the mud.
Mm-hmm.
When he was running for vice president, doing his debate, and she's a hard-fought woman. She's a no-nonsense type woman, and that's what America needs right about now. They need a no-nonsense type individual who will stand for what's right.
Okay. Kristen, what is your opinion on that?
Well, I don't feel like he had a choice. He obviously needed someone really strong behind him. Joe Biden's like that uncle that your mom picked up from the home, the great uncle, and he's gonna come to Christmas dinner and everyone wants him to leave. He didn't have a choice.
Okay. Pierre, what is your thoughts on that?
Well, he had to make a decision, and I guess time was running out, and that's all who was left.
You think that was okay? Without Elizabeth Warren, you had Elizabeth Warren, you had Susan Rice, you had Amy Klobuchar, and you had the one governor from Michigan, which they all are good picks. But honestly, to tell you the truth, in my opinion, as far as him picking Kamala Harris, I think he did it in a way of honoring President Obama. And, Kamala Harris gave him a run for his money as when she tried to get her nomination or in the debate process. She was at first one time the front runner. I look at it as him doing a favor as far as President Obama. Okay, yes, true enough, we had our first African-American president, so why not make her our first African-American vice president? That's the way I was looking at it. And the field was very, very strong. Don't get me wrong. The field was very, very strong. And it's not going to be an easy battle. Everybody thinks just because he picked Kamala Harris, it's going to be a run in the park. No, it's not, because she has a lot of things on her past as far as her being a prosecutor in California on some of the things that she has went through. So they're going to drag that in the mud. Does that really matter to either one of y'all?
It will, but you cannot let your past be your future.
Okay.
We're talking about the future. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about what's going to happen from November 2020 for the next 4 years. What can this woman put back in place that we were missing?
Okay. And what do you think that was?
Just a lot of stuff that 45, I'm not going to mention his name, but we all know who we're talking about.
Of course.
Some of the things that, he was saying, some of the things that he were doing. We need that strong backbone.
Okay. What about you, Kristen?
I'm a little leery of her. I mean, she was against the legalization of marijuana, and now all of a sudden, to get the popular vote, she's for it. What's going to happen when she gets in office? Which policy is she going to stick with? What's really her true, idea about drugs and what are drugs?
Right. And that's the sticky point, and that's the things that a lot of people are talking about, even on the internet. It's like, yeah, you have the nomination, or what I'm saying, you're trying to get into a powerful position, and they're looking like as she's flip-flopping. One minute you're against it, and all of a sudden now you are, and then one minute you say you never tried the drug, and then you say you do. So it's going to be up to a lot of people to decide, what is the best of both worlds. It's like almost like we're back in with Hillary Clinton again. Even though she won the popular vote, it's the electoral college that really got us. And yeah, there was a lot of things that they said that, we shouldn't vote for her for, but look where we are 4 years later. So you find yourself back in that position again. Should we or shouldn't we? Do we want 4 more years of Trump, or do we want to take our chance with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? And another thing with Joe Biden, and we want to talk about this a little bit more, and we're going to move on. But my thing about with Joe Biden is everybody talks about Trump and he tells it how it is. So does Joe Biden. Now, he has no problem of holding his tongue. Is that going to be a problem for him?
There's a difference between holding your tongue and saying outlandish stuff. We've all seen the videos on 45.
Mm-hmm.
We've all seen the comments that were made by analysts on the news, this, that, and the other, on what 45 always be saying. Like he doesn't think before he speaks. He speaks and it's out. At least with Joe Biden is going to tell you how it is, but he's going to think about what he's got to say politically correct
mm-hmm.
before he lashes out.
Okay. All right, well, let's move on to another subject. Now, the number one song right now on the top Billboard 100, and we all know this, is the new Cardi B song that she's got with Megan Thee Stallion. Wow. What is your opinions on that song?
I'm gonna let the Dawn go back to the days of the old school days. Dawn, we talk about this all the time about music back in the day to art, back in the day to now. What is your opinion on that WAP? And since you the old school heart and soul guy, tell me what you think about it, and then how do you relate to it back to the old school days? And then Kristen, I'm gonna jump on you next.
Well, with that song, I don't have anything against it, but I guess if I did have children or whatever, it would be probably an issue. It'd be something, like one of those songs that really wasn't played much. They waited, one of those after hour songs. They just wait till nighttime to play it or whatever.
Right.
But the original one was probably about the same. You really didn't hear that too much unless you were in the clubs or in the bars or whatever. And they both pretty much just say the same thing. It's just that Cardi B and Megan, they are able to amplify it nowadays more than, it was back in the day. You got so much social media and all this extra context to make it bigger than what it really is. I think it's a pretty good song myself.
Okay.
Kristen, what you think about it? And being that you the country host for our country station, do you hear a lot of country music with those type of lyrics?
You hear country music with innuendos in them. You don't hear it so blatantly put in country music. You've got Ashley McBride with One Night Standards, which is a song about, hey, I'm just going to use you, and that's it. You've got Dolly Parton, who wrote a song in, I think, the late 70s, early 80s along the same lines. George Strait with The Fireman, but it's all innuendo-based. It's not blunt like Cardi B's song is. It's a little bit more watered down. Okay.
So you say it's a little bit more watered down so that you can mainstream it, but they just took it to a whole nother level and said, screw it, we're just going to do it like this.
Exactly. If, you hear George Strait, The Fireman on the radio, you're not having to change it when your kids are in the car.
Oh, yeah.
True that.
I think on my opinion of the song is, I like the song, don't get me wrong, but there is there are discussions out there where certain male individuals feel like, they are exploiting, or they are, how can I say this? They're not used to women actually speaking bluntly. Some guys feel like like, say, for instance, we had Two Live Crew back in the days. We all know what Two Live Crew used to rap about. Right?
Exactly.
But it was okay. It wasn't no problem because it was a man.
Why is it? Okay, so question of the day then.
Mhm.
Why is it okay back then in the 80s that a male can talk about it or a male group can talk about it?
Right.
But now here it is 2020, and we got two of the hottest rapping females reinverting it back. But now we got an issue.
Because I feel like there's a lot of guys out there in the industry that their egos are hurt. Or they feel like that they're getting more attention than they are getting. Just because you can go out there and you can call women bees and you can do this and you can say that and it's okay, but all of a sudden when a woman does it, you have a problem with it. You know, I don't understand that. It should work both ways in the industry. If a man can do it, then a woman should do it, because I have daughters and I don't feel like my daughters should be excluded from doing anything that a man can do. If a man can go out there and rap about that type of stuff, then I feel a woman should too. You shouldn't look at that woman any other type of derogatory way. It's just like you're sitting there saying that women shouldn't do movies, but men's can. You know what I'm saying? Men's can go out there and say whatever they want to say. You can put them on camera, but as soon as a woman does it, you have a problem with it, because in their mindset, some guys still feel like a woman should have her place in the kitchen or at home or this and that. I don't. I feel a woman should get paid equally like a man. I feel a woman should get treated just equally as a male does. And if a male feels threatened by that, then there's a problem with him. I have no problem with Cardi B. I have no problem with Cardi B, and I have no problem with Megan Thee Stallion, because if you think about it, Lil' Kim, Madonna, all them, you know what I'm saying? They the one that started the whole thing to where it's at up to this day. Cardi B just took it to a whole nother different level. So I'm honored for them to do what they do. Hey, if you find it derogatory, change the channel.
Turn it
Change
off.
the channel.
I agree.
I mean, Chris, we can even go back to country days. Now, even though, like you said, they got it watered down, but it's the same content, though. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's number one. It's number one right now on the charts. You cannot knock that. If it's not number one, then yeah, maybe you have something to talk about. Cardi B is out there making music and she's doing it her way. Megan Thee Stallion is doing it her way. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Nicki Minaj and the stuff that comes out of her mouth. Nobody said nothing about they did try to say something about Lil' Kim, but you know what? Lil' Kim did what she did. They even tried the same thing with Madonna, but you know what Madonna did? Madonna took it and ran with it. So my thing is,
Madonna even did a whole video.
Yeah.
She did a video movie.
Oh yeah.
And went kind of crazy with it. I mean, Don, Pierre, let me ask you a question. Now I'm gonna flip back to the old school days. Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. I mean,
oh yeah, he got Let's Get It On, Sanctified Lady. What's the other one? Sexual Healing.
Yes.
I mean, there was so many of them. Then there's also artists such as Millie Jackson. You know, I don't think she even get any radio airplay because of her lyrics. You know.
Right.
Okay, I got a song for y'all that was very controversial back in the days. Betty White, Tonight Is the Night. That song, when it came out, it was very, very controversial because, for one, they didn't believe a woman would actually make a song about that. But look at what that song is at now. It is part of our history. Anybody that hears that song knows for a fact you can sing that song lyric for lyric, word for word. It is part of us, and it makes sense. It's just telling a story. Yeah, okay, it was different back then to compare what it is now. If you look at it, what Cardi B and what's the name was saying, that is something that we talk about behind closed doors. All I'm thinking about it now is just out there on a song. That's all it is.
Can you imagine how awkward that's going to be the first time someone does karaoke with that song?
Oh, man, you're right. That is going to be awkward.
I had to sit through Sexual Healing in karaoke once, and that was just too much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to move on to our next topic. And our next topic is the movies. And I'm not even going to lie about it. You know, since we're on the podcast and I want to keep it cordial and I want to keep it honest, I really didn't actually see the movie until today. And I have to honestly admit, Jamie Foxx did his thing in that movie, Power. What do y'all think about that movie?
Oh, Project Power?
Project Power.
Okay, when I first started watching that movie, I was like, okay, it got Jamie Foxx in it, so it's gonna be good. Let me kind of sit up here and watch this. But then I got to thinking about it was another movie. I believe it was Iron Man or some other sort, or gosh, what was that movie? I think it was Samuel Jackson played it. It's called something 57, when they made the formula for actually how ecstasy was made and this, that, and the other, how it kind of flipped people's minds up and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, man, this movie is like, so it kind of makes you think, like, if you actually had a pill, Kristen, what would be your powers?
I would totally be invisible. I would play some
I've
I've already thought about it long before the movie came out.
Why would
There's
you
a scene in the movie that there was somebody robbing a bank that was invisible.
That was invisible. He was invisible. He was actually, he wasn't really invisible. He was like a chameleon. He could change.
Yeah.
So Christian, why would your power want to be invisible?
Solely to play jokes on people. I would get so much pleasure from that. That's the only reason I want that power.
Okay, so from now on, I'm locking the studio doors. When you walk in the
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. Pierre, you may want to lock your doors in the heart and soul station, because when she already said it, when she invisible, she gonna get you. She gonna get it.
What's your power? What would your power be?
I don't know. I really, when I first seen the movie, I was like, what would my power? I mean, I would love to be invisible. I would like to be like the Wolverine. If I get cut, I heal faster, or if I, get hit by a bullet, it just runs up out of me. I heal. I mean, I'll be hurt, but then I would heal, and then I can just keep on going.
I got these glasses on. Can't see.
Yeah, like me and you, we wearing glasses. I'd take my glasses off. I'd be able to see 20/20. But I don't know. That was something that would really kind of. Pierre, what would your one power be if you had to take the pill?
Yes, a mind reader.
That's scary. That is
just
scary.
To hear everybody's thoughts for about 5 minutes.
What's that? Hey, Jamie, what's that one movie? What women think, what women want?
Oh yeah, What Women Want. Yeah, that was the one with what's his name?
The first one was with Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
And then Taraji.
That's the one I was thinking about. And you talking about the one with the other one with Taraji P. Henson
version with Men Want.
Yeah, that was Taraji P. Henson. Yeah.
Pierre, no, I couldn't be around you then.
Just for 5 minutes, though, just.
What would you think? Well, okay, I got a question for you guys. What would you think if you took that pill? What would you think if you was about to blow up? How would you feel? Because there was one part on that movie where a dude did blow up. He took that pill and he blew up.
Well, that's because that was his. I think
that was his power, blowing up.
Blowing up, I think. So I don't know.
Y'all want to know what my power would be?
What was yours would be, Jamie?
Flying. I would fly.
Okay.
Yeah, I would fly. Because reason why I say that is because I'm always looking up in the sky. I'm always wondering what's going on out there. I love heights. Okay, let me clarify that. I'm terrified of heights as far as like certain high, but like if I'm flying in a plane or a helicopter or something like that, that doesn't bother me. I just want to fly. It's weird, but I think that would be my superpower, flying.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. So, I mean, in your honest opinion, what did y'all think about the movie? Did the movie, does it make you think in a way that we actually really, really have something like that in real life, knowing for a fact you never know what the CIA has or what they got going on? Because our federal government is something else. We don't know what they got. All of a sudden, out of the blue, we got a space force, but we ain't got no flying saucers.
Absolutely,
Or do we? That's the question. Or do we? They just not bringing it out to the public yet.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It makes you kind of question, because when you look at movies and stuff like this idea had to come from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It had to come from somewhere, because you never know exactly what our federal government is doing, because they spend so much money on black projects where that money doesn't get accounted for. You never know what we got going on.
True.
Does that, does it honestly make you think in a way?
Oh yeah, it definitely.
Oh yeah.
True that.
I think that about a whole lot of movies.
Yeah, it does. It makes you just like, Because remember back in the days when Arsenio Hall used to have his show, and he would say, the things that make you go,
Yeah.
Kristen, I think that's before your time.
No, my grandma used to love Arsenio Hall. We used to watch it.
She said, my grandma.
I used to watch it with her.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, but while we still have a little bit of time left, it is time to talk about what is going on in our community. All right. As far as I know, what's going on in our community, they are having Be a Hero blood donation, and it is going down August the 22nd at 9 a.m. and through to 5 p.m. It's going to be at the Comanche County Fairgrounds, the Perry Building, 920 Southwest Sheridan Road. And it's supposed to, every donation receives a free COVID-19 antibody test. They cost money?
What, the testing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
serious?
Yes.
So they're going to make money regardless of something that is actually out there killing Americans or killing people in the world, but they want to make money off of this?
Bro, you did not know?
$70, $80 for a test?
Bruh.
See, that's the thing that it really, really, really gets me about the health profession. If you get sick, you go to the hospital, you might as well say you're about to be in debt. You're going to go in debt just to keep yourself healthy. But other countries, even though I know we say this all the time, other countries have free health care, or it depends on what country it is. It's their population. But when you're talking about the United States of America, the richest country on this planet, we spend more on military complex than we do for health. You spending $786 billion a year on military, but you are crying about giving up $30 billion to make sure that people's health is in order? That's what I don't seem to understand. This thing about a free enterprise complex that we have in this United States needs to change. It really needs to change. I mean, right now we're going through a pandemic where you're forcing kids to go to school, and they're already having cases of kids catching this stuff, but yet you still want to keep opening everything. I don't get it. What is your opinion on that? I mean, I'm dumbfounded. $70-$80 for a test when the test should be free. It should be free. I mean, what is your opinions on that?
Think about this for a second. Where are they getting the money for the materials from? Where are they going to pay the people who are doing the testing, who is creating this stuff? Where are they getting the money from?
That's where the cost probably goes to.
That's where your cost is from. You got to think about this for a second. It costs you almost $1,500 to ride in the ambulance. We can leave from right here from where we're at right now and go to Comanche County or go to Southwest. It's going to cost you $1,500.
I got something to say to y'all, even though I know I had a heart attack about 2 years ago.
I remember
I didn't know I had a heart attack.
I was with you.
Yes, I had a heart attack 2 years ago. I had it on a Friday. Didn't know I had a heart attack. On Saturday, I went to do a job for our company, and you was with me that day, X, and I was having complications as far as me breathing. When I got to the hospital that night, the thing was, I called an Uber. I took an Uber to the hospital instead of calling an ambulance because I knew for a fact it was going to cost me too much money to take an ambulance. That was going to be, like you said, close to between $800 to $1,500 just to go from a few blocks from my house to the hospital. Instead, I took an Uber, and come to find out, there are a lot of people out there, instead of taking medical care to the hospital, they're either taking a Lyft or an Uber or walking or whatever they got to do, because the cost of healthcare in this country is outrageous. It is outrageous. It does not make any sense.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Kristen,
Yeah, definitely taking the Uber is something to think about, because once you take that first ride and you get that bill, you just know already in your mind you'll never do it again.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Kristen, what is your opinion on that?
I think it's sad that we're in a position to where, you're in a health crisis and you're like, oh, I got to call an Uber. I think it's sad. We're so greedy here in America. We are overprivileged and we're greedy. And until the love of money changes, the medical industry is not going to change.
That is true. Do y'all have anything else as far as what's going on in the community? Kristen, you got anything?
No, we got that. We got the thing coming up Saturday there at Bud's.
Okay.
The remote.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we got the Cali Connections. Yes, we're the Cali Connections. We're going to be at 919 Southwest Sheridan Road, across street from the Great Plains Coliseum. They are doing a back to school giveaway for school supplies.
Okay.
So we will definitely be out there on Saturday.
Kristen, you got anything that's coming up?
Nope, just that remote. just the remote on Northwest 67th Street there at Bud's. That's it. And
What
I'll
about-
be at Connections with Xman.
Okay. Pierre, you got anything as far as going on in the community?
Yes, I have the bead. It's the Black-owned business mixer. It's going to be taking place on Saturday, August 29th, and that's from 7 to 9 at Ice Trays Barbershop, located over there on Gore,
Okay.
2104 West Gore. And what we're going to do is try to establish a sense of community among the Black-owned businesses in Lawton. And so we just invite everybody to come share information about your business and learn about others as well. It's going to be a limited space available due to COVID-19, but it's going to be taking place on Saturday, August 29th.
Okay. Okay. What about you, X? What you got going on as far as the community is what's going on in our community?
Well, like I said, we got the back to school giveaway coming up on this Saturday. It's going to be from 4:30. We'll be out there. Myself and Kristen will be out there from 4:30 to 6, but the event starts from 5 to 7:30.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm looking at right now. There's a thing going on September the 11th. It is the 22nd annual charity golf tournament. It's hosted by the Fort Sill Federal Credit Union. It's the 22nd annual charity golf tournament, which will be held on the Fort Sill Golf Course on a Friday. It's September the 11th, 2020. Various registrations include package deal including tournament sponsors, foursomes, team mulligans, and red tees. Foursomes, individual, team sponsorships are also available. Tee times will be assigned to maintain social distancing. So that's going to be something that's pretty interesting going down September the 11th.
I might have to jump in on that one.
And they're also having a ribbon cutting ceremony at Bricktown Brewery. If anybody don't know where that is, it's right downtown off 2nd Street, right across the street from Nissan of Lawton, center of the universe. I just had to throw that in there. But they have it. Huh?
The third annual teaching shopping event. Did we talk about that?
No,
That's
we didn't. Can you give a little information on that?
This is third annual We Love Teachers shopping event. You're going to want to go support the teachers. You enter your favorite teacher to win one of several classroom gift cards, plus tons of door prizes. It's local businesses that are donating to this raffle 100%. So all the proceeds go to teachers. If you have any questions, you can call Miss Jillian McFarland at 580-560-9368. Now that's going on Saturday, August 22nd. So a lot going on Saturday.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have about 5 minutes left in our podcast. I'm telling you, it was so much fun. I cannot believe that time went by so fast.
So fast.
I have to say one thing. You know Bernie Sanders, who he reminds me of? Do you
Who's
remember
that?
Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase? He's Aunt Bethany. He's totally Aunt Bethany. You know, she wraps her cat up. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
Yes.
She the one when they asked her to say grace, she did the Pledge of Allegiance,
Yes.
right?
Okay. Yes.
I got something for you guys. Each one of you, give me a movie or a TV show for recommendation. We'll talk about next week.
Okay.
Give me a movie or a TV show that we'll talk about next week. X, you go first.
Movie wise,
Or a TV show. It don't have to just be a movie. It could be a movie or a TV show that we'll be discussing next week. What will be one of the TV shows or movies that you want to talk about next week?
okay, I got a movie.
What is it?
And it's on Netflix too.
Okay.
Old Guard.
Well, I'm gonna hold my discussion because I'm gonna hold my tongue for that one next week. I want to get in on that one right there.
You got to watch Christian, Pierre. Watch the Old Guard, and we got to talk about that one because that movie right there, I was like, okay, got me on the edge of my seat on this one too. All right.
Okay. Pierre, what TV movie or what TV show or movie that would you want to discuss next week?
I guess Friday.
Which one?
That'd be the first one.
Oh, Friday the first one. Okay.
Since we doing this on Fridays, today is a good day, and I'm ready for Friday.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Kristen?
Yeah.
I'm all about discussing Friday too. I can't think of anything else. I've not watched a lot of TV lately, but I'll definitely discuss Friday.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Any one of them.
The TV show that I want to talk about next week is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
The reason why I'm not going to go into detail, but the reason why I want to talk about The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is because when that show came out, and I look at it now that I'm older, there was a lot of social things that went on into that show that really resonates till to this day. And I'll get into more of that come next week, but that is the show that I want to talk about.
Okay.
All right, so Kristen, you go first. You give us your closing of how you felt and what you think about our very first show.
I think I had fun. I think we got a lot of issues discussed seriously too. So.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and give. Hold up, Pierre. Kristen, can you go ahead and give out your text number for New Country 98.5?
Yes, it is 498-5959.
And if anybody's out there listening, if you want to go ahead and chime in and give us a comment or something to talk about as far as the topic, please give her a text at New Country. The number one more time, Kristen.
498-5959. I'll read your comments on air too. So of course you're always welcome to call and discuss it with me also. 355-1107.
All right. Pierre.
Oh yes. Our text line over here is 495-4400 at Heart and Soul 93.7. You can text me anytime.
Okay. Xman.
382-2800 is our text line. Hey, hit me up, 580-353-JAMS. You know, if you hit me up, I'm going to discuss it with you.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, you can also hit me on, text me at 382-2800 on the TRD show. You can give us a call also as well at 353-JAMZ. Lawton Fort Sill. That is our time, and we really appreciate you checking with us on our very first podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen, Don, Pierre the Don, and Xman, it is a pleasure. Until we do this again on the Friday 5, Lawton Fort Sill, you have it. That is our show for today. Tune in with us next week. We look forward to talking with you. And don't forget to comment. Give us some good topics to talk about. We'll be discussing those on Friday. Until we do this again, we are out of here.
Two fingers,
All right.
peace.
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 Don't get out the way.